Facebook. It's the weekend. And I'm going to give the fellas out there some tips on how to pick up chicks and have more confidence in yourself. Now, for starters, if you want to attract the ladies, get yourself some tactical soap. Women like things that smell good, and tactical soap is like wearing confidence on your skin. And that's going to be the segue to our first set of rules, is chicks dig confidence. I've been rejected by every chick I've liked since the 4th grade, yet that doesn't stop me from trying. And the attitude I have towards chicks who reject me is that they're not hot enough or bad enough to tame this rock star. The second thing I'm going to say is talk to women like they're human beings. I don't care how pretty she is. You talk to her like she's a human being, and you're likely to get a lot further with it. The third thing I'm going to say is don't try to get laid. Try to be her friend and just be there for her. And why did I say that? Because, let me just sip of my weekend juice. Is that women are overly sexualized in our society, and they're expected to give out sex. And the second they do give it out, they're slut-shamed. And if they're not getting it or they complain about it, they get told not to worry about it and you'll find a man someday and blah, blah, blah. Versus men who are put underneath way too much pressure to get sex and get laid. If they try to get it, they get called a simp. If they're not getting it, they get called a homophobic slur. They get called an incel. Like, if women are involuntarily celibates, no one gives them crap about it. But the second they give out sex, it's like you're slut-shamed for it. And it's kind of bullshit for both sides. If men are involuntarily celibate, they're not told, well, you know what, sometimes dating can be hard, and don't overthink it, bud, and don't overstress it. There's way too much pressure on people to date and have sex, and it's hard for both genders. No one says that. They look at the dude and go, well, you're a, insert homophobic slur, or you're an incel, or you're this and that. And the second they try to get laid, you're a simp. And it creates a very toxic culture that surrounds women and men in today's modern day dating scene. You have your incels, which incel culture hates women. It's a bunch of men that hate women. And like femcels are basically female incels. And there are a bunch of women who hate men. And there's just so much hatred going back and forth because y'all want to get laid, y'all want to have a piece of ass, y'all want to have a significant other half, and you can't get it because of our society spreading toxic lies and propaganda against the opposite sex. And a lot of that comes from older types. A bunch of bitter old women who can't get laid, who have been told by other older women that men are just pigs, men are this and that. So they go in there with that mentality, and then they wonder why the fuck they can't find a good man. It's like, well, women, let me ask you this. Do you like it when some guy's trying to date you and he automatically hates you because of all the negative experiences he's had with women? No, you don't want to fuck that guy. You want to tell him to get lost and get some therapy. And that's kind of how men feel about the situation. Whenever I see a bunch of women out there who are like, all men are just pigs and this and that. And I'm like, well, here's the thing of it. You can't assume negativity about women. Well, all women are just, because as soon as you do it, you get labeled a sexist and a woman hater and blah, blah, blah. On top of that, if you're a dude and if you're hitting on a chick and you're too aggressive with it, she can smack you and hit you and fucking pepper spray you, whatever. Basically borderline assault. If you're not assaulting her kind of thing, whatever. But if it's gender reversed and some dude is showing off his biceps and the chick that's not his type hits on him and she's super aggressive with it, he can't fucking smack her around or pepper spray her or punch her in the vagina and be like, quit raping me with your eyes. She would look at him and go, if you don't want chicks staring at you, why the fuck are you showing off your body? See, it doesn't work like that for women, and that's just what women and men have in common, is that you work with what you got. So maybe you got a nice ass, or maybe you got some big biceps, or a nice healthy pair of titties, you know what I'm saying? So you're showing off to appeal to the opposite sex. It's called peacocking, and both genders do it. And here's the thing of it. You may attract people that you're not into. So let them down gently. If they're not being aggressive with it, then you don't got to be aggressive either. And if they can't take the hints, that's their problem. Although there's also a double standard within that Facebook. And you're going to call me an asshole for saying this, but it's the fucking truth. If some dude with a beer gut, big old beer dad bod gut, comes up to you, picking Cheeto crumbs out of his belly button, and says, well, if you were a Twinkie, I'd eat you out. Every chick within a 5-mile vicinity going, eh. If she rejects you for being too fat, it's not body shaming. But if you reject her as a dude because she's not your ideal body type, you're a pig, you're a typical male, you're fat shaming, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, if you don't go out of your way to bully people because they're fat and you're into like skinnier chicks, then how is it fat shaming? Because everyone has a type. Even the fat chicks who complain about this crap. You're going after Joe's six-pack abs and then complaining because he's not your type. And then when you go after a dude who's not into you and you get rejected, wham! And then some other dude comes along and you're just like, you're not my type. You're just as deplorable and shallow as the men who reject you. Another thing you have to realize, fellas, is that we're the prize. Women are the gatekeepers to sex. We are the key masters to a relationship. It's all about gender equality, right? But if a chick rejects you for being too fat, it's not body shaming. It's like, if you want that bitch to suck your dick, then you better put down the pizza and the bacon cheeseburgers and the beer and start working out, fatty. But if it were gender reversed, you'd never hear the end of it. And what it comes down to is chicks hate being told no just as much as dudes do. And what that boils down to is there is way too much pressure in our society to have sex and do it. And the way society likes to make it all about, segregation of the classes. It's what it is. I hate how our society segregates us based off of gender, race, sexual orientation, religion, etc. It's all stupid propagandic bullshit. And it's all designed to keep us in line and keep us angry at each other and angry at the world. Instead of focusing on the bigger picture and being like, you know what? Life sucks and we've all got it hard to a point. So all we can do is make the best of it, be a little bit nicer to each other, and stop being so goddamn sensitive about everything. You want to get with the chicks, man. Throw on some tactical soap. Have a personality. Have confidence in yourself. Grow some facial hair. Get some biceps. Get some hobbies. Maybe learn how to play a musical instrument. And doing this will ensure a conversation for said individuals. If you got a witty sense of humor, you're confident in yourself, you got that big dick energy, and you just have that mentality like I have, that no chick's bad enough to fucking tame this rock star alpha male. You're not bad enough to ride this dick. What makes you any different or more special than the rest of the women that check me out? And you don't try to get laid, you just try to be their friend first. Watch what happens. You don't give a fuck about sex, and you treat the women right. Look what happens. I personally believe that simp shaming is the male equivalent to slut shaming as it is for females, because it's like, well, if you want to get down a chick's pants, they're not just going to give it to you unless they're easy. There's a bit of a pizzazz, if you will. Flowers, chocolates, good dinner dates, good wine, etc. It's almost expected. Like, you never see a chick handing a dude flowers, for that matter. And it's like, well, that's kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect men to be nice to you and then you treat them like shit and simp shame them as soon as they do. There's a big difference between simping and just playing the field. Women can be simps too. Sluts idolizing mediocre penis? Or is it, you know what I'm saying? What's the word simp? Suckers idolizing mediocre pussy? It exists for both sides. And to that matter, you should never sacrifice your self-worth for a good piece of ass. If they can't give you what you want, what you crave, what you need, and if they can't treat you right, then they're not worth your time. It's a hard lesson to learn. And that's what kills me about incel / femcel culture, is that women are never slut shamed for being voluntarily or involuntarily celibate, but the second they give out some good pussy, they're slut shamed. Versus men, if we try to get it, we get called a simp. If we can't get it, we're called faggots, we're called incels, blah, 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 blah. And all it does is create this negative, disgusting, toxic culture that surrounds dating. When it's like dating and sex are just a part of procreation and the natural progression of life. And that, like, it shouldn't be this complicated. You wait till you're in college to fuck and do your thing. I see a lot of people on TikTok and social media who are bitching and complaining because they haven't got their first kiss yet and they haven't been laid. And I'm like, dude, this is how the opposite sex controls you. This is how society controls you. You learn to find comfort in being alone and being solitude. And you stop giving a fuck if you have somebody and learn to be happy for yourself. And stop relying on everyone else to make you happy. You'll find your life is a lot easier. And that doesn't just pertain to dating. You gotta stop giving a fuck about what people think about you, and as long as you're a good person, just keep doing your thing and fuck what everybody else has to say about it. Now, I've been called a pig before because I know what I like, I know what I want, and I'm brutally honest. My biggest problem when it comes to the dating scene is I'm super picky, I'm girl crazy, and I go after the hottest chicks. And you want to call me a shallow pig for saying it, but women are totally allowed to be shallow without being judged. And men are allowed to have sex without being judged. And it's kind of bullshit for both sides. Looks are not everything, it's only half the battle. They get you there like, yeah, I want to this person. And then you have a conversation with them and like, this person gets me, man. 100, that's how it is. Like, I went 6 years without having a girlfriend. And I waited patiently and stuck to my guns, and everyone gave me shit about it. Calling me an incel, calling me a faggot, telling me the only way I'll get laid is if I do disgusting things that I'm against, kind of thing. Just bullying me for hating sickos and not getting laid, kind of thing. And I said, fuck them all. And look what happened. I got laid after waiting patiently. Now my last girlfriend may not have been the best choice. Jess, I'm not even going to say her name, but Jessica's got mental problems, man. And I truly feel sorry for her. She can't handle her alcohol, and she treats everyone else around her like shit while claiming she's not the victim. And that kind of fucking gaslighting BS, you don't need it. Which brings me to my next point. I don't care how good the pussy or the dick is, do not sacrifice your self-dignity for some good sex. It's not worth your sanity. It's not worth your mental health. And that's the thing of it. I tried to be a solid boyfriend to Jessica. I've done several things for her that no other guy has done. And she'd cry about it. And I think, okay, maybe I'm breaking through with her and helping her out with her problems. And she can see that I'm not like every other guy she's dated. And then she pushed me away and do shit to purposely fuck up the relationship because she's so used to being treated like shit. It made her feel insecure, like, wait, what? And I just finally said I had enough of it, and I broke up with her, and she can't get over me, dude. It's sad. And then when she fucking goes off on her little YouTube videos, everyone can see how mentally insane she is. And they're like, Cobra, you dodged a bullet, dude. And I'm like, right? No amount of a good piece of female ass is fucking worth the headache I put up with that woman. I'll tell you that right now. Jesus. Fucking H. Christ. And like, if Jessica Boyle would have focused on like all the positive things that I provided for the relationship, my YouTube fans paid for her plane ticket because she's too much of a snob to take the Greyhound. Okay, there's that. And then as soon as she come to town, I'd take her out for sushi And I'd spend like $200-300 on sushi for me, her, and a friend that gave us a ride to the restaurant to eat. My buddy Aaron offed himself, and that's been really hard. He gave me and Jessica a ride to the sushi restaurant, and I said to him, I says, why don't you join us? You've been very nice in sharing your car and just being a solid friend. And like, I appreciate your company. As far as the whole titty sucking incident between me and Jessica and Aaron goes, I'm not worried about it, and I forgive Aaron because it showed you the kind of woman Jessica really is. Don't get me started on that. And it's like, you know what? People gotta sit here and tell me about how Jessica Boyle's losing her shit, how she's having a mental breakdown, and blah blah blah, and I'm sitting there laughing at it like, why should I care? Why should I fucking care? I tried caring about her and being a solid man, and she couldn't handle a real man. Because a real man doesn't take shit from women, and at the same time, he knows how to treat them. You know what I'm saying? Men can be bitches too, and you just gotta keep your bitches in line. You know what I'm saying? And you can do that without being violent or aggressive. And the thing about it is, like, Jessica Boyle would, as soon as she wasn't getting her way or she felt like, she was being attacked, she would yell at me and get in my face. And I'd stand up and I'd say something and she'd immediately back down like, okay, I have Asperger's. You can't just yell at me. That doesn't work. If you want to talk to me like a mature adult, we can work things out. But whenever you try to have a conversation with that woman, she wouldn't fucking hear you out. She'd say something, I would interject with like, well, this is how I feel. And then she'd get mad because what I say is truth. And she'd get defensive and say, you're not letting me finish. And it's like, I am letting you finish. This is called having a conversation. I say something, you say something. And that wasn't that's not the point. Jessica needs fucking help. She doesn't appreciate her parents. She yells at her parents constantly. Could you imagine being 40 years old, living in a home with mommy and daddy, and having 8 cats, no job, and you spend all day on YouTube drinking and bitching about your ex, and then fucking bitching about Jessica Messica, because that's exactly the mentality she has. And everybody wants to give me shit and tell me to get a fucking job, and it's like, well, here's the thing of it. I have a successful wand business. I got a sweet thing going with customized girl t-shirts, and I sell my music through Deathbed Tapes. And then I get the occasional generous donation from my fans, plus the cameo shoutouts. So I make honest money doing what I love to do. It's just being here for my fans. I tried to help Jessica. I tried to be there for her, but I'm like, she's beyond help. And she refuses to admit she's got problems. And she refuses to work on herself. She's just insufferable. And I'm done talking about her. I will say this. Excuse me. Jessica Boyle is like all of my worst characteristics and traits combined into one person. And I get that we're all trying to work on ourselves and better ourselves, but Jessica Boyle refuses to better herself. And I'm like, it no longer affects me because I broke up with her and she won't leave me the fuck alone. She keeps stalking me and harassing me on social media while all my YouTube trolls accuse me of stalking former women that I've had a crush on. Okay, how am I stalking my ex-crushes when I'm like, they're not hot enough to ride my dick, and I could do so much better than them and Jessica combined. Figure that one out, stupid. Figure that one out. No, I will be honest. I like what Jessica provided, but it wasn't worth the mental bullshit that I went through to get it. So it was like I could find someone who provided what she provided without all the mental bullshit. Which, segue, women are emotional creatures of habits, just like men are aggressive creatures of habits. And a lot of it has to do with testosterone, estrogen, and how society raises women and men. Men are not coddled in our society. We're told to just suck it up and deal with it. Be a man. Whereas women, no offense, ladies, women are coddled in our society because nobody wants to see a woman cry and dudes are trying to get their dick wet. So it's like, well, we've come to a solution in all definition of the term. And it's like, I just have that attitude. And, you know, that's the thing of it. Let me share some personal experiences with you. I used to get so bent out of shape about all the bitches rejecting me. And it's like, they ain't shit. Once you have that mentality of, they're not worth your time if they don't want to date you or see what you have to value for the dating scene, they're not worth your time. Remember, men are the prize. We are the gatekeepers to a relationship. You want to get bent out of shape because some woman rejected you? What the fuck does she have to offer that every other woman can't offer? You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to pick on women, but it's like when you live in a society that hates men, and then the second men get a little bit of privilege, fucking women bitch and say it's unfair and be like, oh, well, you men and the patriarchy, oh, fuck the patriarchy. And I'm over here like, you want to fuck the patriarchy? Can I take you out for drinks first, sweetheart? You're a little forward. And even though men are the prize and we're the gatekeepers to a relationship, ladies, that doesn't mean shit. What it boils down to, what I'm saying, is that you have to know your self-worth on the dating scene. And if your dating partner can't appreciate what your self-worth is, or value your time, or give you what you want, and they treat you like shit, they're not worth your time. And if you want to increase your chances of getting laid, check out Tactical Soap. I'll put a link in the comments of this video. The soap works, otherwise I wouldn't wear it. I've had women I've crushed on in the past go, you smell good. Like, yeah, what are you going to do about it? Nothing? Okay, well then I'm not going to try anything. And that's how you got to be, man. Women want to, you want to call women cock teases and all this other shit, blah, blah, blah. Okay, stop. She wants to be a cock tease and the fucking bitch because every guy she dates is an asshole, but you're a decent guy who actually cares about her. Stop caring about her and move on. I'm telling you right now, it's not worth your time. Women who are going through this I gotta date assholes phase are not worth the time. If anything, that's when you gotta be a cunt tease. I'm talking like you make her so fucking horny she wants to bang you right there on the spot. And then when she offers it, you're like, nah, I'm good. I'll catch you later. It's gonna make her so fucking mad, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? That's what we call fighting fire with fire. And I'll be 34 in March, and in my 34 years of experience on life, I've learned that women are just as deplorable as the men they complain about. And you can't blame it solely on gender. I'd rather blame it on shitty people and bad dating experiences. And that's just my opinion. Take it or leave it. I know what, makes me attractive to women. I have a gift with animals. I have a good heart. I got big ass biceps and a huge. I call it my king cobra. But I'm great with my senior citizens. I have a huge wang. I'm great with animals. I have a good heart. And I respect women as long as they respect me. I don't go out of my way to harass anyone. But a whole lot of motherfuckers out there on the internet want to go out of their way to bully me. And it's like, you're just mad because I'm unapologetically myself. I have the balls to talk to chicks that are way out of my league. And I'm unapologetically my autistic, authentic self. That takes balls. That takes courage. And that's the thing of it. If you go after the hottest chicks and they reject you, yeah, it's gonna hurt. But is it gonna hurt any less when the less attractive women don't give you a chance? Not really. And when that happens, you just gotta re-strategize and maybe go to a different club, different bar, etc. And tactical soap will only get you so far, my friends. If you're a piece of shit who hates women, no one's gonna want to fuck you, dude. It's Friday, Saturday. Now it's officially Saturday, and March 1st already. Well, that was fun while it lasted. So on the 26th of March, I'll be 34. And honestly, I hate my birthdays. I don't want to do anything special for my birthday. I don't want a big celebration. Just people saying, "Hey Cobra, happy birthday month, you crazy autistic goth bastard." Yeah. Uh, uh. The biggest thing is just to treat others the way you want to be treated. You talk to women like they're human beings. And don't try to get down their pants. Just enjoy the conversation. That's the thrill of the hunt, if you will. The hunt for some good cunts. Oh, Cobra's got a potty mouth. I'm like, what? The word cunt is my favorite cuss word because it's the most offensive. Nah, that's enough vodka for that drink combo. Let me just crack open the Mountain Dew Voltage. So we got some Nikolai vodka and some Mountain Dew Voltage. This is what I do on my YouTube channel. I speak my mind and try to help women and men better understand each other. Because I see it firsthand on the dating scene. Women and men are so quick to blame each other for the same shit the other side does. And it's mentally exhausting. And it's like, why do you care, Cobra? Well, I care because I'm all about power to the people. Even though I can't stand the human race, I still want peace and love. Because there's too much hatred in our society. And a little bit of hatred gives you some backbone, but too much of it is just ugh, dude. And if you manage to make your relationship last 56 plus years, you found your woman, you found your man. So I want every woman out there who's friends with me on Facebook to view yourself as a goddess and a girl boss. And no matter what life throws at you, you got this. And every man that I'm friends with on Facebook, I want you to view yourself as a god, a king. This is your kingdom. You got this. When you have that fucking alpha male, alpha female confidence, there's nothing stopping you but you. It's all about the power of your mind, power of belief, and believing in yourself. No one else believes in you. Everyone craps on you for just doing your thing. You just gotta believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying, Facebook? Should I sip this? I mean, Joshy's been drinking. Yeah, I want to sip this. Mmm. 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 It's like 12:08 a.m. Saturday, March 1st. And I am feeling obnoxious and full of energy and ready to kick ass and take names. Mm. One of my fans sent me a pack of Lucky Strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here's the thing of it. You cannot let all the chicks who reject you get you down. Believe me, I've lived that life, and it sucks. Society tells you you're not a real man because you're not getting laid. Or maybe society tells you you're not a real woman because you're not feminine enough. And as soon as you try to do these things, you're immediately critiqued and attacked for it. And quite frankly, I think it's disgusting how society pulls that shit. That society tells us men, you're not masculine enough. So as soon as you try to be more masculine, it's immediately toxic masculinity. Or how society will tell you as a woman, you're not feminine enough. And as soon as you try to be more feminine, you're slut shamed for it. Pretty much the same concept. There we go. 4 in the middle and then 20 on the left-hand path for the left-hand path. Oh my God. Cigarettes are so bad for your health. But then again, so is alcohol. Set those to the side. Convenience, because I just ran out of my other pack that I had of Marlboro Reds 100. 1 second. If I would have known that, like, talking about certain people on my channel would have caused a certain result, I would have kept my mouth shut about it, the whole thing. I don't want any drama with anyone. I fucking deal with so much negativity and drama and hatred just because I have the balls to be like, I'm not going to take crap from women, and I'm not going to go out of my way to be a jerk to them either, you know? And that's really what it's all about, you know? You got to realize that women have it just as hard as men, if not a little bit harder, because they have periods and they give birth to children. That's the kind of crap men couldn't handle. But anyways, YouTube, Facebook. I say YouTube out of habit, because this would be the kind of video I'd make for my YouTube video. I'd fire up a drink combo and just speak my thoughts on certain topics. And if people didn't like it, well then don't watch. People dig what I'm saying. They're like, yeah, Cobra's fucking gets it, man. Keep doing your thing. Then subscribe and like for more. But happy March 1st.